Hello guys and welcome to this video. Today I'll be taking you through an extremely tanky Swain build abusing the Aegis of a Legion strategy, which I've covered before, but essentially this is just a component which is 136% gold efficient, filled with dual stats, armor, MR and haste. So you stack a few of these, get maybe a jack show, and then we become extremely tanky because of our very high resistances. Resistances are really good for Swain, since he is innately tanky with health, because he gets a lot of health from passive, right? So health and resistance is the best combo to get tanky. You don't become tanky by just buying a lot of health. You need a lot of resistances and health to make you truly tanky. And I have some moments later on in this game where I am literally unkillable. So before we get to that, let me take you through the game, full educational style, so hope you enjoy. I'm up against an Asol matchup as Swain. Is actually a one I like a lot. You just run area and you just poke him with Qs. As you can see early, he's kind of weak, he doesn't do much. You just want to walk up and press Q every time he looks for CS. It's also relatively easy to land E, since this champion just stands still a lot. And you can see at this point on, I've already poked him down to 1 HP. He's used all his pots. And I'm in a really good spot so far. When he's low like this, shove the waves onto the tower and try and deny him CS by poking him if he walks up, right? So I'm throwing spells, he's losing creeps to the tower shots. Make sure you kind of put vision out now though, so we don't get ganked and lose the lead we just gathered. After that, we just go back and keep up the pressure. Don't let him auto the minions in his E, so he doesn't get them all and get all the stacks. So we just position aggressively again. Now he walks up to CS, so I throw my E at the perfect timing. And we just run him down, okay? You can see with Aries Squatch, it's enough to kill him. With Asol dead, you want to just push in the wave and go take a reset yourself, so you can spend money, so you match his gold. We don't want to just stay forever, right? Go back, spend money so we have a lead, and that's what we're gonna do now. Because I don't have enough money for Rose Chapter, I just go for actually a Blasting Wand and the Glowing Mote. I think this is the best way to get highest damage, so I can keep up pressure. Of course, with the tanky build, you still want to have access to a mana item, so you can actually clear waves and do some kind of damage. The best standalone mana item, if you're going mostly tank, but you still have like one mana item, is Malignance, okay? Because it's gonna give you more ults, and the damage on it is pretty high on its own, compared to at least Blackfire. Blackfire is better if you have more AP items, but as I said, we're not really planning on doing that, right? We are going a lot of Aegis of the Legion resistance, we're going Jack Show. So that is why my option is Malignance in this game. We're just back again, poking him. If Asol ever presses Q, you can just W on top of him. It's pretty much always a guaranteed hit. And you can see with his 45 AP, we've done a lot of damage already so far. It looks like he recalls, so I'm just gonna quickly one-shot the wave. So he loses minions on the tower. This is how you build up even more lead. I'm gonna base myself and just spend the remaining gold I've gathered up. So again, we can match his items, and again, when I say match, I'll always be ahead in items because I have a goal lead, right? We always want to stay ahead in item lead, so we can do more damage, have more push in mid lane, exert more pressure. So here, Asol throws an E, don't just stand back and do nothing. I'm gonna walk up because I know he has nothing to trade on me. When he commits to take the minions, I'm just gonna press ult, and you can see it's very easy to land E because he flies in a straight line. That is 100% worth here. We get his ult, we get his flash. And now I just finished pushing in the wave, and I'm gonna make my way into bot side where my jungle is, so I can create a mana advantage in this next fight, because I just forced Asol to not be able to participate. I'm gonna take my time though, because I don't know where enemy jungle really is. Let Kha'Zix start Drake now. So my objective is just making sure Asol stays a bit, so I walk up and catch the wave instantly, and just one-shot this as quick as I can, so you can go down and help as fast as possible, right? When I do this, Asol can't move, I can move. So it's always gonna be just a free Drake. I assumed Asol based, so I'm gonna just take a plate, and I don't need to roam down and Drake. Kha'Zix can do that himself. Once I spot them contesting though, I will make my way down now, and I can just clean up the people who are already there, right? I'm gonna run a bit around and stall until my bot lane arrives. And I'm just gonna flash and kill this Elise. I actually think I win the fight if this E lands, but it's very whiffed. So unfortunately I do end up going down. I thought he's gonna move upwards. No matter though, I just get Malignants now and make my way back to mid lane when I respawn. Kill the wave quickly. And you can see I can actually cheese him when he comes out of the teleport, right? We get double stacks. Finish pushing out the wave, and I'm gonna make my way into top side because enemies are kinda diving top side. And I have a roam timing anyway, nothing better to do. I'll try and help by setting a W, so he has something to kite around. Sadly gets fresh hooked and one shot. So now I'm just gonna take over top lane and kill the wave, right? Elise ends up showing up, but I'm quite strong right now, so I can just transform, and I'm gonna try and go for this big fight up here alone. I'm honestly quite close to killing every single one of them up here. I go down 1 for 1. The play would have been better if Kha'Zix was top side, but I guess he ends up getting Drake as well, so it's okay. And bot lane actually profits as well a lot because Fresh was top lane, right? So overall, I think it's still an okay trade for us. Once I spawn, you just go mid, push out wave. And if there's nothing to do, you push out another one. Aegis actually ends up jumping in here on me, which is obviously a big mistake. He thought he could do it because he had, I think, Elise nearby, but I literally just one-tap him pretty much. And with him dead, again, we push out waves, guys. League is all about waves. Push out waves to make them lose waves. Renekton shows up as well, so just kite down towards both sides where your teammates are. And since I have mid push anyway, I'm just gonna go look for this bot play. Because, as I said, there's a roam timer, right? There's nothing to do mid. Might as well roam down towards bot and kill them. And then if more enemy shows up, you know what? My teammates are nearby, so we can probably work this out anyway. I'm gonna ping just want me to try and get the kill, because I spent so much time running down here. And you can see they actually end up following. But again, it's still a man advantage fight, so I'm actually kind of okay with this. I'm just gonna try and kill off Elise. She has no E now. Now it's me and Kha'Zix against this Renekton. And this next instance is played so well by me and Kha'Zix. So first of all, I'm taking aggro right now while Kha'Zix is waiting. I'm just gonna do my best to stay alive. Kha'Zix comes back in once his cooldowns are up. We kill him, and now guys, look at this. Aegis shows up, and you might be thinking we're dead. But just look at this, man. I survive 1 HP, Kha'Zix is 1 HP. I'm gonna drop into Fog of War, land EW so I get the HP back. Kite opposite side of Aegis, so his Q takes longer to drag. Then we just bait and switch, me and Kha'Zix. And we end up distributing the damage between us so none of us dies. So very well played. We just recall and go back and spend all your newly gained money. And you can see I get my Aegis, I get Sork Shoes. So Sork Shoes and Malignance is actually a combo to do a lot of damage. Even if you don't buy a lot of AP, you're still gonna do great damage because of the 22% magic pen when you hit people in Malignance, right? With Sorks. So since bot is pushed, I just go and hover mid and look to help my team with W's. Aegis goes in, I'm just gonna hook him instantly, try and root him, dodge the fresh hook, and I'm gonna flash forward, try and one-shot fresh and Affilius. I don't have enough damage for Affilius, but I do have enough for fresh, and I can re-hook Aegis again, and he dies in Malignance, and now again we just keep slowing them. Elise goes up in the air, ready for her to come down again. We kill her as well, and you can see at this point on, I'm doing big damage. I have a lot of haste. The Aegis also give 10 haste, right? Malignance gives a lot of haste as well. We're gonna end up doing a lot of damage still. Plus, the resistances are seriously starting to stack up. And you can see now on my next recall here again, I finished my second Aegis. And now I'm just gonna build towards Jack Show. So Jack Show is an item that becomes more gold efficient if you have a lot of resistances. Because of Jack Show's passive. So for every 50 resistant points, Jack Show becomes 10% more gold efficient. So if you end up building a lot of resistances, Jack Show might be an actual worth item to get. You don't want to get Jack Show on your own, but if you have a lot of resistances, sure, go for it. It should be actually pretty good. So I'm in mid lane hovering. We look into a big fight here. I'm gonna pop ult and just try and keep it up. You can see here, I'm actually very, very hard to kill already. Especially if I land some big EWs. I get a lot of health back. Lulu ult makes me pretty unkillable here. I tank so much damage and deal so much, and just overall cause a major distraction to the entire enemy team, meaning that we pretty easily clean them all up. And now I just built more resistances towards my Jack Show ride. And once we finish Jack Show and get it stacked up, we will be incredibly hard to kill. As you could already see how hard it is to kill me. Especially it's very nice with this Lulu as well, can help me out a ton. So as I said earlier, right? For every 50 resistance points, Jack Show becomes 10% more gold efficient. So every Aegis of Legion makes Jack Show 10% more gold efficient. on its own, Jackshaw, once it's stacked up with its own like resistances, it becomes 100% gold efficient. So if you can manage to get like, for example, right now I have 2 Aegis, so once I get Jackshaw, it's gonna be 120% gold efficient, right? Because each Aegis of the Legion is 50 resistance points in total. I spot Elise hovering around here, so I'm gonna just preemptively E her here on her walk-in pattern and just run her down, right? It's gonna be very hard to kill me, so you can see I deal very hard damage compared to how tanky I am. I'm not able to catch her, so I'm just gonna make my way back into bot side where Aesal is pushing and try and kill him, or if that's not possible, just take the wave, right? I'm not gonna chase him because there's a lot of minions, so we just take those and simply just push out the next wave, so enemies has some waves to catch. This also puts me closer and closer to the Jackshaw spike. So I'm helping our team with W, but I'm not really interested in participating because I honestly just want to push out even one more wave so I can get to this Jackshaw item. Now that we have enough money for Jackshaw, we just finished that. And look at the build now. I would say the core is pretty much finished. We have, once Jackshaw is stacked up, 130 armor and magic resist. We have great amount of haste. We have good damage from Malignant. We have fine mana. We can like push waves, right? And we're gonna do a lot because we have a lot of haste, a lot of magic pen, so abilities actually hurt, even though we have so much resistance. And we also have, of course, a lot of health, because, I mean, Jackshaw gives 400-ish, and our passive, of course, gives a lot as well. So, we are incredibly strong now, looking to dominate next fight. After I push out the top wave, I group with my teammates mid lane, and we're doing a Herald play. Just fishing for ease, doing my best to try and like look for a pick. Kha'Zix goes in, but he dies mid Herald, so he's kind of cooked right now. This makes the enemies trying to chase us down. I'm actually okay with this. I have Jackshaw stacked up, I have Ghost, I have Flash, everything. So if they go on me, I'm ready to transform, and look at just the amount of tankiness I am, right? Like they hit me a lot, but bro, they're not doing any damage. They literally just ended up baiting each other. I hook Aphelios, kill that guy, and look at this, I just keep running at them. I am nowhere near gonna die. I'm gonna angle my E. Fresh has to flash it. I actually go for a flash ult. I miss it. A bit noobie, but it is what it is. Now Renekton comes from the side. I'm just gonna kite. Keep Siri alive. So just run with Siri. Try and pull Renekton off him. You can see just how much I'm tanking right now in these fights. Because I had so good split resistances. I'm really hard to kill. So even that my ult ran out and I made some mistakes, I'm still able to tank a lot. Just in my base form. So just keep your ADC alive. Leader frontline 13. So after I respawn, I'm just running straight to mid lane because I have Kha'Zix nearby. I want to protect this tower together with Darius. So I'm just going straight for this fight. I sadly missed the E on Aurelion Sol, but I can just keep running and keep my ult up on this Aphelios, force him to flash. Now that we've burned some spells on enemies, we're just gonna try and push mid wave. And if the enemies walk up, of course, I'm gonna just collect a few free stacks to actually end up keep chasing, but I'm okay with this. I have most of my teammates nearby. Even if I don't have ult, I can still tank a lot. The most important part about playing like a more tanky role on Swain is that you just play around your fit carry, or just any carry on your team. Keep them alive. So I'm just making sure that Siri stays alive, highest priority, and I'm gonna just stand in front of her, hook people, take damage, take cooldowns, and that's how we're gonna win the team fights. Since the enemy team has a lot of magic damage, my next item is gonna be Force of Nature. Once I get this, and if I stack it up, Force of Nature on its own gives like 125 magic resist. On top of like all the magic resist I already have from Jackshaw, we're gonna have like over 250 MR total, plus our base MR of course. So we're gonna be literally unkillable into the likes of Elise and Aesal, some of the more scary damage dealers on enemy team. Force of Nature also adds 25% more gold efficiency to Jackshaw. So Jackshaw is actually starting to look like a really strong item if you build around it. The reason why we don't normally build Jackshaw is we don't usually build this much resistances, right? If we have a normal Swain build with like Blackfire, Liandry, Sonya, right? There's not that much resistance in that build. So it's not really worth getting the Jackshaw, but if you have this much resistance, then it can become worth. Again, as you can see, I do a lot, guys. I push out the side waves and then I rotate mid. This is what I usually do in the mid game, always on mid lane. So after pushing out bot, I make my way into mid lane, looking to fight. I have Ghost ultimate. I can frontline for Siri. Should be pretty good. So I just run in here, place a W behind Aphelios and just run him down, okay? Now that I secured my E, I'm gonna press ult and just start tanking. You can see Jackshaw stacks now, and even though I actually took so much damage and I'm quite low, I'm just taking so much damage. Like, the resistance is just insane. And because I'm taking up so much space, because I'm taking up so many cooldowns, it's very easy for my teammates to play and just kill them all, right? Enemy Renekton does have really nice play though, but apart from that, I now have my Force of Nature, which will make me literally so hard to kill. Because I will be having over 300 total MR once Jak'Sho and Force of Nature is stacked up, which it does become very easy to stack up, because Aegis just, his Q stacks up Force of Nature very quickly. So I just noticed Affiliates just took both wave, so I'm gonna ping invade here and fight, because I know Affiliates will be rotating from both lane to mid lane, so I'll be here in rotation ready to catch them off. If we can catch Affiliates, that would secure a lot of map prio, because then they don't have any DC, we can maybe force a Barren, right? So I just run at the Affiliates, place a W behind him, I'm gonna transform and just run him down. I know he has no flash because he used it earlier, so I feel pretty good about the whole situation. He gets Fresh Lanterned out, but again, still my pick works. Siri jumps over wall and kills him. I'm gonna flash forward, slow people, but when I see Asal moving into my teammates, I'm gonna kite back and look to just simply defend Siri. I am extremely hard to kill, as you can see. So even if I'm quite alone right now, I don't think it matters, because I don't see a world how I die here. So enemies also realize that quite quickly, so they just end up leaving. And if you look at my build, right, like, it looks insane at this point. Like, I have so much armor and MR. It's quite insane, and my damage is really good because of Malignant Sorks. This is why I really like Malignance. If you have a solo AP item, I think Malignance does better than Blackfire. Blackfire is nicer if you have an AP build, but Malignance is really good paired with all these tank items, because it just makes you do a lot of base damage, because you have a lot of pen, and as well, as I said, we have a lot of ultimates, so we can stay in ultimate with all the resistances. We're gonna be extremely hard to kill. With that, we secure Drake, and guys, and actually in my favor, it was a Chemtech Drake, meaning that when I'm below 50% HP, I'm gonna take 13% less damage and do 13% more. So I'm gonna be even harder to kill now. Like, it's unbelievably how OP I'm gonna be next fight. So enemies actually did something smart by forcing Barren while we were taking the soul. But we can just keep chasing them down, and I have ult again because of Malignance. Just keep running. We are in no danger at all to die, so I just simply just run my face into everyone, press all my buttons. You can see once I get the passive, I heal up a lot. Like, I'm inside 3-4 people, I'm not taking much damage. We get some resets, I get passive stacks, I'm back to half HP again. Like, I am literally unkillable. I think this is one of the most unkillable builds I've done, and the damage is not even that bad. Like, you could of course just start building Aegis first item and don't build any AP item, but that also kinda is not nice for the build, right? I want to create a build that's actually extremely tanky, but at the same time it's gonna have an actual playable mana pool and AP pool, so we can do some damage, we can still carry, even though we spend a lot of money on getting tanky. Just because you're building tank doesn't mean you can't carry sometimes. Some of the most tanky members on the team can be the biggest carries, especially with this Malignant Sorks. We're doing most of the damage ourselves, standing in front of Siri as well, making sure she has an easy time just free firing at everyone. So once we killed all enemies, we just take off most of the enemy base. I ping people back, and now I ping that we need to go bot lane, because with mid and top inhibitors taken, it's only logical that we all go bot now, take down the remaining towers and inhibitor on the base, and they should just crumble pretty much anytime soon, right? So once you get towards the end of the build, you want to upgrade one of the Aegis till an unending despair, and you just want to sit on the last one. If you get another recall off, like if the game drags on even longer, you just sell the remaining Aegis and build something else. It could be some other resistance item, maybe a Randuin into a full crit marksman, right? Something like that. It's up to you to decide, depending on the game. It could also just be an AP item. Like, it doesn't really matter that much. We are extremely tanky anyway. We're going to the last fight here. I'm gonna run in and just hook Asal instantly, kill him very quickly. And you can see with Force of Nature and Jak'Sho stacked up, there is not anyone that can kill me on enemy team. I am literally unkillable with this much resistances. So we just keep running at them. There's no way I die at anyone. If I just stand around with my team, we can kill them all. So even that, I actually lost a lot of my teammates. Siri died quite quickly. There's no way enemies can do anything, because I'm just running here. I can help Darius out, get his passive stacked, and we just kill them all. With that, we just run down mid lane now. And let me teach you a little smart trap here I end up doing. So I'm gonna W enemy respawn, of course, the classic Husum strat. But a thing I noticed, right, is enemies know that we're all gonna go bot lane and push now. But I also know that they know that. But they need to push out mid wave first to do it. So I'm actually gonna create a trap here, because I know Aphelios might actually take the mid wave. And he has no flash, no nothing. So once he walks up, we are ready to pounce on him. So I just place a W and we just run at him, right? I get the E, we sprint, get the one shot, and this is the trap I'm talking about. Sometimes you can be extremely smart and you can catch these people off guard if you know what they're supposed to do. Be inside their head and you can read out their next plans, right? From this little trap I did, we get 2 picks, putting us at a 5v3. Should be quite easy now to win the game, especially with me as tanky as I am. So I'm gonna walk up really far and simply just trying to zone off enemy team, make it hard for them to get to my team. That's why I'm walking up, queuing Elise, making sure that they're not just gonna have an easy time walking in, getting CC on my Seri. So I get a double hook on Elise and Renekton, and now I'm just gonna transform and run in and help out my team. I hook Spacial again, and I end up tanking a lot of tower shots, but as I said before, right, we are very, very tanky, so it's actually pretty okay for me to take this much damage. I end up overstaying my welcome a bit though, since I don't have any ults or any teammates more for this point, so they do end up killing me. But it's okay, because we have triple inhib, there's no way they can enter anything. So I end up selling my Aegis here for Spirit Visage, because I have an Enchanter Lulu, and this is gonna make my heals way more potent. Since I'm alive for so long, I should end up healing a lot over that long duration. It's also gonna give me some more MR, putting me over 400 MR once Force of Nature and Jack-Show is stacked up, which will make me even harder to beat for this Spacial, for example, and Elise. So Elder is spawned, so we just push out mid first, then we just rotate this fight. Again, I'm not too scared. The only way we lost last fight was because my ult ran out, and we had taken a lot of tower shots in a fair 5v5. I don't think they can do anything to us, really. So I'm just running in now, helping out this Kha'Zix get the Elder Drake steal, and we just run in, and enemy has 0 chance. Darius gets the resets off, right? Sei gets to kite for some time. I am unbelievably strong. I don't even drop down below 10% HP. So this fight was not even close at all. They do end up FFing now because the game was over. But yeah, guys, this is my most tanky Swain build that is actually viable, because it does have the mana component on Malignance. And you can see we actually end up doing the most damage in the game as well, even while being able to tank as much as I did. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this post commentary. It's always a pleasure to talk with you and stack these Aegis of Legion. It's a strat nobody really does and nobody really talks about. Hope you all enjoyed, and I just want to wish you all a great day. Thank you so much for my members, for all the support. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day until next time.